Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. It is still the winter and we still have frozen ground. So today we're going to earn some money and sell some pigs. So we've jumped a couple of days ahead. We've got our pigs fully sort of, well, we're going to need to give them a little bit more straw actually, having just done that. Yeah, so we're going to grab ourselves another bale. But our pigs are all fed and our chickens are all fed, so that is all good. But our first pigs have reached an age where we can sell them, where we can earn a bit of money from them. So today we're going to get hold of a baler. It's not a baler, an animal trailer, which rhymes. But an animal trailer, and we're going to go and get that filled up with some pigs. We're going to do a few runs at that. Once we've got the straw sorted for our pigs here. And once, so we're going to go out, we're going to do that. We're going to have to borrow some money, and I'm actually going to buy the animal trailer. And I'm hoping our first set of, well, actually, no, we're not selling that often, I don't think, it's at least initially. So we might just rent that today. But either way, we are going to have to borrow some money. We are £11,000 in the hole at the moment. And as a result, we don't have any money to rent or buy a trailer at all. I have got hold of a new animal trailer that we're going to try. And I say new, it's one that's been out for a while. But it is one that is pretty nice. It's by 4D Modding. It's his Brohan trailer. And yeah, that works really, really well. So yeah, we'll get this finished. Finish off doing the blowing of our straw for the pigs to get them happier. I love that half of this area has gets snow covered and the other half doesn't. I always find that a little bit funny. And it doesn't quite take half a bale. It doesn't quite take a full bale, so I'm expecting to be left with about 1,500 litres, I think. Yeah, 1,800. But that will keep our pigs going for a couple of days. You also might notice it's day 5 of winter. We have again jumped forward a couple of days. There's not an awful lot for us to do during the winter. So I'm skipping through it quite quickly so that hopefully we can get to the spring and get back to work on the land as quickly as possible. So let's drop that off and we can leave this here now. And yeah, let's have a look at how much this trailer is in the store. So under animal transport, this is it here. So this is the one we used before for 15,000. The one we're looking at is the Brohan. So it takes an extra, I think it takes an extra pig. Yeah, 12 pigs versus 13. But we've been using that one an awful lot. So I want to grab this. £930 for us to use it. So I think we'll do that. Let's head out here and pop here. And we are going to up our money a little bit. I think we're going to have to, we're going to take our loan up to 200,000. Still low for a loan for me, but that will do it. And we should be able to repay some of that almost immediately today by getting the animal trailer and getting the pig sorted. I'm going to close the gate, like so, just so that we don't have any escapees. We've got a good number of eggs coming in here. As I said before, we're going to have to work out how to transport those, considering we're not using the egg pallets here. And yeah, we want to grab the fast track today. So this is what we're going to be using for carting our pigs, or for transporting our pigs. We'll take this round to the store and get that trailer picked up. So we're looking at making about, I think it's about 600 a pig for our main ones, for our Berkshires. Now I do want to know in the comments actually, should we buy some more of the Berkshires? Should we do that? Because they pay better overall, but at the same time they cost big to cost to return ratio, they cost more. Yeah, I'm interested in that. But we do have them for less time, so that makes sense from that point of view. Right, Rohan here. Let's see if we can get the main colour in silver. Is there? Have they got? Yeah, there we go. There's the silver. Ooh, wow. That may not be. That's a bit much, I think, actually. So we will go with. It doesn't have a classic colour, so I think we might get this in the class. We can either go the JCB yellow or the class green. And I think I actually prefer that in the class green. In which case, I'm going to set the rim colour to the class rim colour. And our design colour to the silver. So that we have a nice mix of stuff. Wheel brand, we got Trollborg or Michelin or Nokians or Mitas. The Mitas are the road tyres, which is what we're going to be mainly using. So I'm going to get the road tyres on this. Design is standard, add centre gate. I'm guessing... as in a middle gate. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with the standard. Registration, we want UK reg. There we go. And finally, cover. Yes, I want to put cover on the top. So there we go. So that is all good. Let us lease that. So that's 990. It's only 194 per day. So we can actually have this hanging around. And it'd be fairly cheap for us to do that. Especially if we're looking to be selling pigs on a very regular basis. Will be good. It's a fairly cloudy and dull day here on Charwell. Right, let's hook that up. And yeah, that's everything hooked up. And get this off. So yeah, fairly dull day here in late winter. It is pretty cold. Although it is going to get warmer very, very quickly. We're looking at a couple of days time. The temperature is going to skyrocket as spring comes in. So I would guess this is going to be our last day probably with snow on the ground. Or our last video with snow on the ground. It's possible day 6 might have it. But we are not going to be doing day 6. Because we're going to jump forwards to spring next. Unless something urgent happens. We're going to jump forward to spring for the next video. To a point where we can actually work stuff. But we don't need to worry about that right now. So let's reverse this up. Like so. Unfold it. And we have... I think this is going to take probably about 4 runs. We have 20... I think we have... We either got 25 or 50 pigs. I'm not quite sure. We'll check that in a moment. But there we go. That is opened up. And then in here, so you can see our Berkshires. £280 is really our target. 243 is a good weight, though. So we're looking to sell these 5. So 69 pigs. Yeah, so we've had some piglets. So we'll go over the piglets in a minute. But, yeah, we are at 69 pigs. So this will only take 2 runs to sell off our Berkshires. So there's the first set. And they're all reached a good weight. So it's worked out well for us, this. And we just keep going until it tells me I can't take any more. Confirm that. And if we just have a look at this. Pop out and have a look. We can see that, yeah, they're all Berkshire pigs in there. 13 pigs in total. Looks absolutely brilliant. And close it up. Like so. I'd love a manual closing on this. Do we have a... Oh, yeah, you can. We can roll back the cover or not. It's a fairly cold day, so I'm going to leave the cover on top for our pigs today. Close up the back. And away we go. So, where on the map are we headed? We are headed up to the animals, which is... yes. Down past... the cow field. So we're going to drive this today because partly because this is going to be a fairly short video otherwise, and it gets us a good feel for the map in the snow, which some of you might not have reached yet. I'm loving this. I just love this map. This is such a gorgeous map, Charwell. And for us to be entering our second year as from next video is going to be fantastic. We are going to be doing some sugar beet. I am looking though at how we what crops we've got and where we've got them, because we actually have 4. I think it's 4 fields we have available at the moment, plus what the stuff with the poplars. So it's from this angle is not the easiest place to drive, but I'm trying to give you guys as much of a feel for this map as possible, because it is just utterly gorgeous. But yeah, so I think we want to go down here. We're looking at going into the second year, trying to get some different crops and different setups and things. That is the cow yard down there, which is a really quite a nice yard. This road is very, very full of snow. This may not be the best way to do this. And so yeah, going to be doing some sugar beet. Hopefully that means we won't get hit by the rain at the end of next year and the worries on that. And be able to harvest everything during the summer would be or the autumn would be very, very good. Depends. I know what will happen. We'll have a really wet beginning to the autumn and then a really dry end to it when it can't all dry out this time, and get none of our crops up. So we'll see how we go with that. Right, around here. We should have, though, an earlier planting going on this time. Avoid the car. There we go. And there you are. So the animal area is there. Now, the one thing about this trailer is this is longer than the other one we've previously used. So it's that little bit more difficult for us to move around. I am going to go in this far entrance here. And hopefully we should be able to get round if I can avoid the hedge. Yeah, there we go. Get round here and head in here. And then round the end. We get a nice wide turn around here and into the shed itself, which is where we can sell these pigs. There we are. Oh. Inside. Open it up. You can sell them without opening it up, but I like to do that. I like to open up to actually get the animals out, even though it takes that smidge longer to do it. And there we go. And then with that, we then just unload these. £604 each. Brings us in a nice 7,800. So we are going to make back all the money that we've just borrowed, which is fine. It gets us. So this gets us out of the debt that we were in, which is absolutely brilliant. We'll close this up again. And once that is all closed up, takes a little bit of time with this one. There we go. And away we go. So get this back to the yard. Get this loaded up with some more pigs. I think we might have had a car coming along there just then. Road closed. So we're heading, yeah, a little bit wider. Now I've seen a few more JCBs about of this type. And I might have a look at that and see if we can replace those. I'm actually going to take the main road back this time rather than going the other way. I'm not sure if it's any quicker or not, but we've got a fairly quick piece of equipment here in this JCB, and plus we've not really gone this way on the map. You've got the sheep farm actually to our right here, and this is your starting house. So this is actually where the sleep point is in that house there. And then that's the sheep farm, which is the farm you normally start at on this map. And it is quite a nice area, but I think my favourite part of the map is probably the cow farm in the middle of it. It does look really, really nice. and it's sort of nestled down by the railway line in the middle of the map. Just looks really neat, and I kind of wish I'd had a good look at that before we sort of started working in the pig yard and started working that way, because I think that would have been cool to have had the farm down there. But hey ho, not much room for expansion is my only issue with down there, because it's nestled in the bottom there. There's not really any flat areas. There goes the train. That is timing. Perfect. Now I just got to keep my eye on the road while still showing you guys the train. There we go. And yeah, so we'll head back. We will get our second load of pigs. This should be our total load of pigs. We've already got most of what we've borrowed back. So this will leave us with a little bit of extra cash. Will get us through the end of the winter. And really, these just begin to pay for our initial setup of our pigs. As I said, we've already had 19 piglets born. So we've already replaced, almost replaced all the pigs that we're selling today before we get to the end of winter, which is really quite something. And those we have a choice where we can either sell them as when they reach feeder weight, which I think is about £90. I need to look that up a bit. Or we can, which is what we're planning to do, we can take them all the way to Pharaoh. We can take them all the way to full weight and do them that way. Right, let's refill. So we're not after the Yorkshires at the moment. While they look like they're worth more money, they're not. They cost over £1,000 to buy the Yorkshires, whereas the Berkshires cost about 300 to buy each. And that's simply because you are going to make more money in the lifetime of these Yorkshire pigs than you are from the Berkshires, because you're just fattening the Berkshires up. The Yorkshires, wow, we have more than I thought we did. The Yorkshires are going to are just going to keep breeding and just keep producing more pigs. And you can see here we've got piglets. Look at this, 0 years. We're looking, if we were looking to sell those, we want to do it at about 0.2. I think it's about when they're about a month to 2 months old. We want to sell those, so we want to keep an eye on that. Yeah, and you can see the Berkshires. In fact, we only have 2 Berkshires left, which is odd because I was sure that we held. Oh no, we've got several here. No, we've got 4. Okay. So confirm that. I thought we held more pigs than that. So we have got 1 more run to do after this one. Watching that close up again. And the other one to have a look at quickly before we head off is just our chickens. So our chickens, we've got half a year. So we've had those all half a year. We got, yeah, there we go. We got some chicks right there. So we got some chicks. So the meat chicks we'll sell are the males, because obviously they are of no use to us. So yeah, we want to get those sold on. So we will do those at some point as well. I need to do a little bit of research, work out exactly where or exactly what weight we want to sell the chickens that we're selling for meat. And we're just sort of, I'm just sort of working my way up with the chickens. The idea of having a single rooster and slowly allowing that to build up the number of chickens we have without having a massive impact on the number of eggs that we produce. And that's the thing. We want to build up and make money off the chickens at the same time as making money off the eggs. And that's really what we're looking for here. And I think that's probably something to look for when you're doing cows as well. Pigs for quick money and continuous money are absolutely great in seasons. We will now have a good number of pigs that we can sell on a regular basis. And you could almost sell, we get to a point where we can sell pigs every other day and make good money from them. But with cows and with chickens, you also had the other added output of both the eggs and the milk, which then brings more money in on top of that. So yeah, it works well. And you know, you can sell cows, milk, dairy cows for meat. You know, you've got the calves. You want to sell them on. So it's a good mixed setup. Whereas the large cows, the beef cows, yeah, again, you're not going to get any milk off those. So you lose out on that extra income stream, but you make more money off them. Each individual cow. So it's a very much a balance in how you do this. There we go. And of course, I've left sheep out of there as well. Sheep, of course, do meat as well as wool and have that extra bit of income. And I definitely, having played sheep in seasons, I wouldn't rely on the wool as an income for it. You need to work out your strategy for selling lambs with the sheep, because that's what makes sheep worth it in seasons. And I think at some point I'm going to have to investigate the other animals a bit more as far as seasons goes, and continuing as we continue on maps and things, we will do that. Right, so there we go. Another 7,854. Confirm that. Close that up. We're up to 18,000, so we can now pay back our loan, in fact, that we took out today. So let's do that quickly. Short-term loan. We won't get any interest on that. We're down to 3,400. And it's really good. And as I say, we're going to hold on to this animal trailer, despite the fact that it's leased. We're not going to use it that much. So we'll hold on to it. We'll use it every other day. And we'll more than earn the money every other day to pay for its use on that regular basis. But as we've seen as well, just one set of pigs, one whole load of pigs, we can easily make enough to buy one of these if we wanted to. It's just unfortunate that we started off this this video that far in debt. I think by the end of this season, the end of this year, on the farm, or the end of the second year on the farm, we should certainly be able to afford one of these. It's making sure those things that we don't use very often at all, we don't have sitting around the yard, because yeah, there's no point in having them if we're doing that. And the exception to that is the plough, which we do need on a regular annual basis, but we do have sitting around. But then that is not that expensive, the plough, and we'd probably end up using its money's worth fairly quickly. Right, we are heading back across the railway bridge. One more load will do us for today, especially as it's now middle of the afternoon, and we're beginning to lose light on here. Everybody's got their lights on, so we'll put ours on as well. Poplars are not ready. It's one of those things. I need to work out the growth length of poplars, because that has hit us hard this year. I'm wondering if you need to plant them sort of earlier in the year, in the spring, in order to get them to actually flourish in time for when I need them. Right, let's get this backed up and into the spot. Oh, there we go. And bring this forward a little bit. There we go. And open it up. let's fill it up with some pigs. So we want, as I said, we want our last, and it's just our last 4 Berkshires we want here. Yeah, that is it. So one more run with this. I don't think we have any piglets that are ready to sell. They're all, yeah, 1.3 years is too much. Yeah, so there we go. That will do well. So confirm those 4 pigs. Close up our trailer like so. And then that's done. We'll head back down and sell off these last 4. And that should bring in, so that should bring in about another 2,400. It's going to give us about 6,000 for today. We will end up probably at about 0 entering our 2nd year. But that's not a bad thing, to be honest. We'll at least be in a good place. It means that hopefully with the 2nd year we'll be able to start paying stuff off. We're going to sell off a whole load of corn. We should have an idea of how much corn we need later in the year. But I think we're going to have when the corn price comes up, which is, let's have a look. Corn comes up. There is midsummer, or yeah, midsummer. So I'll give us something to do about day 3 of summer. Is we're going to sell off a load of corn, and we should make a good amount of money from that. And we'll also have a good idea as to exactly how much food we need. And yeah, so that will be good. Hopefully we then might look eventually at sort of borrowing some money to build the farm, but I'd like to pay off as much of the loan we have at the moment as we can before we take that on. So let's get this back to the animal area, and we are really 20 to 4 in the afternoon in late winter, and we're losing the light. Makes absolutely perfect sense. It is the kind of yeah, it's the kind of thing you'd expect at this time of year. Sun is setting nice and early, but we've got a job done and we've made money. We are making bacon, which is grand, almost literally. So, yeah, last little bit down to the road here and down to the turning. And I do like, there's so much character to this map. There really, really is. And it's one of those maps that has a great edge to it as well. Because the edge is just the other side of that field. And it's not obvious. Okay, I want to turn in before you hit me. No, I can't. This trailer turns really well with this tractor, actually. There's a very, very nice turning circle on this trailer. Something that we didn't have with the Bailey that we were carting with. There we go. So pull this up here. Open up the back. We'll turn our flashlight on. And here are our last 4 pigs. Once this opens, there we go. And empty those out for another 2.5 grand. Confirm that, and there we go. £5,800. That has been a successful sale of pigs today. So with that, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.